Hello there, kiddos. This book's called Walt Disney's Donald Duck Buys a House. It was a beautiful summer day. Donald was driving in the country. He passed by an old empty house. All of a sudden, Donald stopped. A sign was nailed to the fence. Did the sign say for sale? Yes, it did. Donald backed up the car and got out. He peered in a window. The house was very old. It needed lots of work. But Donald could just see it now. He was lying in a hammock. Daisy was bringing lemonade. The boys were playing in the yard. What a life that would be. In a flash, Donald was back in his car, heading for town. Donald told Huey, Dewey, and Louie all about the house. Then he called the owner. Before Donald knew it, he had bought the house. "Well, boys, soon we will spend our holidays there," Donald said. "May we go to see the house now, Uncle Donald?" asked the boys. "No," Donald said. "First I have to fix it up. Nobody has lived there for a long time." But Donald was wrong. Somebody was living there. 2 chipmunks, Chip and Dale, had made a nest in a room downstairs. The chipmunks were gathering food for the winter. They had put nuts in an old tree. Now they were busy bringing the nuts into the house. The next day, Donald got ready to work on his new house. He loaded up his car and off he drove. When Donald got to the house, Chip and Dale were running out a window. Donald did not see the chipmunks, and they did not see him. Donald lugged his ladder and paint into the front hall. He opened up the paint can. Now he was ready to begin. Then Donald saw the chipmunks' mess. "Oh boy," he said, "I see I have a lot of work to do. I'll get started right away." Donald found a wastebasket, a dustpan, and a broom. He swept up the leaves and nuts and threw them away. He did not know he had swept away the chipmunks' home. Donald cleared away the cobwebs. Finally, he was ready to paint. He painted all the windows. When he was done, Donald went to bed. My, was he tired. Soon after, Chip and Dale came home. "Where did our nest go?" cried Chip. "It was here when we left." The chipmunks jumped to the floor. They knocked over the can of yellow paint. "Where did this paint come from?" asked Dale. All at once they heard a noise coming from upstairs. "Someone is here," said Dale. "Let's go look." As they ran upstairs, they knocked over a can of blue paint. They left a trail of tiny footprints. The strange noise was growing louder. Very slowly, Chip and Dale opened the door. There was Donald snoring. "Come on," said Dale. "We must get out of here before he wakes up." And off they raced. Chip and Dale ran to the nearest nut tree. It had a hole with leaves and nuts inside. "I miss our old home," Dale said sadly. "This will have to do for now," said Chip. All night the chipmunks sat eating nuts and throwing shells onto the roof below. "I hope that duck goes away soon so we can have our old home back," said Dale. Ping, 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 ping. Donald woke up. What was that noise? Donald sat up. Was it a ghost? Or maybe there were robbers in the house. Donald hid under the covers. The sound went on and on. He did not get a wink of sleep all night. The next morning, Donald came downstairs, tired and grumpy. What a mess he saw. There was paint and small footprints everywhere. Donald followed the footprints until he came to a tree. There sat Chip and Dale. Aha! You made this mess and the noise too, shouted Donald. I'll get you yet. I think I have a plan, Donald said to himself. First, he sawed a hole in a broken floorboard. He put an empty bag with a long string into the hole. Then Donald covered the hole with a scarf. Next, Donald took a bag of nuts. He left a trail of nuts from the trap to the windowsill. It was not long before Chip and Dale spotted the nuts. They followed the trail of nuts to the scarf. Then all at once, down they fell into the bag. That mean duck, cried Chip. He set this trap. Well, I know a way to get out, said Dale. He showed Chip how to chew through the bag. Soon the chipmunks were free. Off they raced. Donald soon found the empty bag. He was really mad. I will get those chipmunks if it's the last thing I do, Donald cried. Donald got a box. He got a bell, some string, and a stick. He built a bigger and better trap. Donald sat down to wait for the chipmunks, but Donald was very tired. Soon he fell fast asleep. A little while later, the chipmunks spotted the nuts under the box. I bet it's a trap, said Dale. If we're careful, we can get the nuts, said Chip. The chipmunks ran down the tree, but a porcupine came along just then. He scared Chip and Dale away. The porcupine saw the nuts too. He grabbed for them. The stick fell over and down came the box. Ring, ring, went the bell. Wow, said Dale, it really is a trap. The bell woke up Donald. He jumped out of his seat. He ran to the box. Oh boy, now I've got you, he shouted happily. Donald lifted the box just a little. Come out, you miserable chipmunks, he said. The porcupine leaped out of the box and knocked Donald down. Ouch! Donald was covered with quills. I've had it, Donald. Donald shouted, I'm leaving. Soon Donald was packed and ready to go. Just then a car drove up. Out stepped Daisy and Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They were carrying sleeping bags and lots of food. Donald, where are you going? Asked Daisy. We've come to visit. You can stay, but I'm leaving, said Donald. He pointed to the tree. Those chipmunks have been living in the house. They make a terrible mess, and they keep me up all night. Look, the chipmunks were here before you, Daisy said to Donald. This was their home. You chased them out. Why don't you build them another home instead? That's an idea, said Donald. We'll help, said Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The boys and Donald got tools and wood. They went to work right away. Soon the house looked like a house. Then they painted it blue. "Let's put it in the tree," said Dewey. Now everyone was happy. The chipmunks had a new home, and so did Donald. His dream had come true. There was always enough room around here for the chipmunks. Daisy told Donald, "You just had to find enough room for them in your heart." Aw, that's the end. I like that ending. Hope you enjoyed it. Love you guys.